Yo, what's going on everyone? Guiding Light here, and in this video, I'm just going to bring you guys a quick gameplay video of how I beat down the stoned monkey. So here's a quick look at all of the gear I'm using and my build. This is one of the hardest fights, if not the hardest fight in the game. And so with this build, I managed to make it a lot easier. It just gives you a bunch of extra defense, and then it gives you extra mana as well, which I believe you're going to need towards the second half of the fight. Now, I also show you guys a quick look at my skill trees and all of the different perks I have, in case you want to copy any of this stuff, but you definitely don't have to in order to take down the boss. The most important part is definitely just running the curious items that increase mana or having potions. I'm not really going to be using many potions in this video, so that could definitely be one thing that makes this a lot easier for you if you want to bring some in before the fight starts. The best ones to bring in will be ones to increase defense or critical hit chance and damage, and I may even end up using one here towards the end of the fight for critical hit damage, but you definitely do not need it. One thing that did make a huge difference for me though is running this Tiger's Acolyte and running this Plantain Fan, which creates the hurricanes. Now I've also fully leveled up the Tiger's Acolyte. Now what the Tiger's Acolyte does is it's actually a slash attack that's extremely powerful, and you can get it back really fast, so I suggest putting it on for this fight because you can take out like 20 to 30% of the health bar guaranteed. Now when I start the fight, I pop the Hurricane because it's going to immediately stagger up the boss. Then I end up popping this Guang Mao Spirit. Now I did tell you guys to put on a different one, and that's because that one's actually way better than this one, but I accidentally forgot to put it on before starting out the fight and then ended up beating it. Now this ability will poison the boss and does AoE damage over time, but that first ability I showed you, it's just going to do all the damage all at once, and it has a chance of knocking the boss over, so it's much better. Now as soon as you get out of that Hurricane, you want to immediately go in to your transformation. This is going to help you to get through the first phase very quickly. Now the key to this boss fight, or at least my strategy when beating it, is to use the heavy attacks, your focus points, and then also to make sure to go into the second phase with as much mana as possible, as the second phase is much more difficult. Now the first phase you can honestly get through pretty quick. I've gotten through it without using healing potions. Now on this run I definitely got hit a few times, but you can see I'm focusing on doing light attack combos until I build up focus points, and then you want to go in and swing with your heavy attack. The reason why is because that heavy attack will stagger the boss a bit, and it allows you guys to start up some pretty nice combos. Now when you get your spells back, occasionally you can use them, but I would suggest only using Cloud Step, as Immobilize does use quite a bit of mana over time, and so you want to at least conserve and have like half the bar left for the second phase. Now keep in mind you're also going to get your transformation back, you're going to get that Hurricane back, and you're going to get all of your spirits back too, so you don't have to rely entirely on the spells. The most thing that you want to rely on is the heavy attack and the focus points, as these attacks can do insane amounts of damage, up to 20 to 30% of the health bar all in a single attack. Now there are times when they'll miss, so you do know to make sure your timing is right with them, and if you miss a few of the heavy attacks, it's fine. Just make sure to focus more so on dodging if your heavy attacks are not connecting. Now in the second phase of the fight, it gets a little bit tougher. It's more so about dodging though. If you can get the dodging down, you should be good. Now because we went into the second phase with mana, we should be able to immobilize and stun the boss up to at least start a few combos out. Now you're definitely going to have to focus a bit on dodging, but when the openings do come up, just use the spells that you should have left over. As you can see, we've only actually used one healing potion. Now anytime you want to go and start a combo, use one of your spells first, and eventually you should be able to get a bunch of the guy's health down. Once you get your Hurricane back, go ahead and pop that and just focus more so on doing light attack and heavy attack combos. Now eventually a second boss will spawn in, and that's when I like to pop the Hurricane because it can take down a considerable chunk of the boss's health, as you'll see. And then from there you just kind of have to focus on dodging and only doing small amounts of attacks at a time. Now anytime you see this white ice get on the ground, you want to dodge that because it will freeze you solid, and it'll allow for the other boss to come in and deal massive amounts of damage. So that's pretty much it. Once you get to this part of the fight, just focus more so on dodging. It's going to get a little crazy, but you should be able to get through it. So hopefully this helps you out, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.